guys, so you're gonna be seeing my hands today, but we are diving into my eyeshadow palettes. Now with my eyeshadow palettes, I tend to like to hold on to them. I don't know why. I guess eyeshadow palettes are just my favorite part of makeup, so I have so many of them. But I'm going to try to get rid of some palettes and kind of clear out some space. I've got this drawer right here, I've got this drawer, and then the bottom drawer, which is completely full. This one is the one that isn't quite 100% full, so I'm going to break this declutter into 3 parts, and I'm basically going to do it by drawers. So drawer number 1, 2, and then 3. So we're going to be focusing on this drawer today. I'm not sure how much I will actually declutter from this drawer, but I'm going to try. Now all the makeup that I do declutter is either going to be sold because it's new or very gently used, or it is going to be donated to a women's shelter in Maryland. So, which I do not live in Maryland, it's going to my fiance's sister who works at the shelter. She's asked if anything that I declutter to not throw it away, that they can actually use it at the shelter. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, let's tackle this. This is going to be a struggle. There's not that much in this drawer. Again, the big part is going to be this one and this one, but I'm only going to focus on this drawer today in this video. So, oh boy. All right. First thing is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. This is the Bling Boss, and this is the purple one. Now, I'm not going to declutter this. I get a lot of use out of it. I'm about to hit pan in this shade and this shade. This is a gorgeous purple palette. I love it a lot. I think the quality is really good. I know there was a lot of issues with this when it first came out, but mine performed really well, so I'm going to keep it. This is the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe Volume 2. And I'm going to be keeping this one as well because I don't have a lot of orangey shades. Like, I don't have, like, these are orangey shades right here. I don't have a lot of these colors in my collections, the kind of bright pinks, purples, and orange. So I'm going to really be keeping it for that reason. Also, the bright yellow I don't have in other palettes. So this one's just kind of unique, so I'm going to keep that one. The She Glam Desert palette, this is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Light, and to be honest, I think it is better than the Huda Beauty Light. This is $6 from Shein. It's by She Glam, like their beauty brand, and I love this palette, so I'm going to keep that. This I'm going to be decluttering. This is the LA Colors Nudes palette, and I haven't touched it at all. So I'm actually going to be donating this. I don't see myself using it, so I don't want to swatch it or anything. It's just a palette that I know I'm not going to use. Now this, the Jeffree Star Bloodlust. Of course, I'm going to be keeping all of my Jeffree palettes. This is the purple one, and I love this palette. This is actually one of my favorite, this is like top 3 favorite Jeffree palettes because I love purple eyeshadow, and I love the formula of this, you guys. This shade, Wet Jewel, is wet. It is a different formula than the rest of his like shimmers and metallics, and I absolutely love it. So I have to keep that. Is someone trying to call me? What in the heck? No, it's just my Yahoo mail going off. Alrighty. Kat Von D Shade and Light. Oh, this is a rough one. I have used this a lot. I've used this a lot. I know you guys can't really tell on camera, but this shade's got a pretty big dent. This shade's got a really big dent. This one does too. So I'm going to keep it and try to get some more use out of it. This e.l.f. 18 Hit Wonders, I'm actually going to declutter this. This was in one of my favorites from e.l.f., but I haven't really used it that much since I filmed that video, to be honest, and I don't see myself using it much more, so I'm gonna donate this one. It's nice. I just feel like the shades are also kind of drying out a little bit. I have had this for a while, so I'm gonna declutter this one. get more palettes up front. Got a whole drawer full of them. LA Girl the Nudist. I have, you can't tell, I have hit pan in this shade. There you go, you can tell there. The lighting's just a little weird. Maybe I can fix that. Is that a little better? I'm gonna declutter this. I may actually end up throwing this one away. I did not like this palette, you guys. It was awful. The quality just was not there. And I know that this is an affordable brand, but I think I paid like $12, $13 for this. It just was not worth it. I was just disappointed. So I'm gonna declutter that, get rid of it, never see it again. Zulu by Juvia's. It is the rainbow palette of Juvia's Place. With this, you guys, this is a hard one. I have decluttered this palette in the past. I really have. And then I bought it again. And surprisingly, I've used it a little bit more since I repurchased it than when I decluttered. So I'm going to keep it around a little while longer. It may end up in the chopping block next declutter if I don't get some more use out of it. But for now, it's going to stay. Kat Von D Metal Matte. This is a rough one too, because I love how this is done. I love how it has the shimmers and then it has the mattes down at the bottom, but I don't use it. And I loved this formula, but I think it's time. I think I'm actually going to declutter this, you guys. I did not think I was going to do that, but I'm going to declutter it and let it go. That's kind of sad, but I'm trying to be a little ruthless here with what I use and what I don't. Tetris. What is this? It's just the Tetris palette. Okay. Again, I don't use it. I do like this shade. I love the light cream peachy colors because I use them for setting eyeshadow primer, but I don't use this palette at all. The quality's good. I'm gonna declutter it. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm not gonna use it, so it can go to a new home. Let me get my piles organized over here. Okay. Lorac Pro Mini. I've hit pan in this. I've hit pan actually in two shades. I know the lighting's a little messed up, but I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to see if I can pan out a couple more shades in this, finish off these two shades, and maybe pan off these two so I can get some more use out of it. I love the quality of Lorac shadows. I think they're phenomenal for the price and for what you get, so I'm going to keep this one for now. Try to finish it up. Too Faced I Want Candy Palette. This is very, very old. I know it is very old, but I love it. The shade Sugar Plum, I cannot find a color quite like that shade. I love the two like setting powders. They're not actual setting powders, but they're really light, so you can use them as setting powders or setting eyeshadow primer. And this shade is just really pretty. I'm gonna keep it and see if maybe I can pan out a couple shades in this palette and then declutter it. Because I have had it for a while, but it still performs really, really well. So I'm gonna keep it. Another Too Faced palette. This is the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. This is brand new. I have not touched this in my collection. Josh bought this for me, you guys, and it is the only palette and the first palette that Josh has ever purchased for me, and I am terrified to use it because it has so much sentimental value to me. I know that sounds crazy, but it's such a gorgeous palette, and I just cannot bring myself to use it. I need to. I know I need to, but Josh bought it for me, and I don't know, it's just special. I'm gonna keep it, of course. Marc Jacobs 790 Fantasine. Do I need this? I don't need this. I'm gonna declutter it. Never thought I'd do this. I never thought you'd see me declutter a Marc Jacobs palette, but I'm going to. I know I'm going to declutter this just because I am so tired of looking at this, if I'm going to be honest. This is the Too Faced. Oh my god. This is the Wet n Wild. Oh! Exactly. Rosé in the Air. I hate this plastic-y packaging that drugstores use. It aggravates the crap out of me. I've hit pan, obviously, in that shade. I'm getting ready to hit pan in that shade. Getting ready to hit pan in that shade. It's definitely, it's time. I've had this palette for a really long time. It is the dupe for the Anastasia, what is that palette called? It's a dupe for an Anastasia palette. Modern Renaissance, thank you. And I like the Modern Renaissance better. I can't stand this packaging. I've had it forever. I'm going to declutter it. It's time for it to go. ColourPop Meant to Be. Love this palette. This was a St. Patty's Day release a couple of years ago, and I love it so much. I love green eyeshadow. It is so gorgeous. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to do a St. Patty's Day with this, or a St. Patty's Day look sometime soon with this palette. It's just so good. I love this palette. Another Sheeland palette. This is the Breeze palette, and this is the more bright color palette. Someone told me that this was actually a dupe for the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde, and I can totally see it now, and I have the Mercury Retrograde, but I'm going to keep this because this is a wonderful palette for $6, and I get a lot of use out of it. Similar colors and everything, and I don't have to use my Huda Beauty if I want to take the Huda Beauty one traveling. I can actually just take this instead, so I'm going to keep this one. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. To be honest, I do not use a lot of these kind of cool toned colors. This is a very weird palette to me. It's all light creams and then purples and blues. It's just a very weird palette. It looks like it's trying to play Tetris. I'm going to declutter this. I don't think I'm going to use it, and I'm just going to declutter it. This is the Juvia's Place Nubian. This is another neutral palette, but more on the darker side. And this is one of the only neutral palettes I have in darker colors. Whole row of really deep dark browns, shimmer browns, a burgundy, another deep bronze, and then some lighter neutrals. I'm going to keep this. It's a phenomenal palette. The Juvia's Place shimmers, you guys, are unbeatable, in my opinion. This is the Too Faced That's My Jam palette. It is so pretty. I'm going to keep this. This was a gift by my stepmom, and to be honest, it smells wonderful. It's brand new, and to be honest, I haven't used it yet. Like, this has been in my collection for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I have not used it. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. So yeah, I'm going to put everything back in this drawer. I think I did pretty decent, you guys. What the heck was that? That looks a lot better. And so then these are the palettes I'm going to declutter. So let's see. 1, 2, oh! 8 palettes, you guys. I'm getting rid of 8 palettes from one drawer. I am really pleased with that. So I'm happy. So that is it. You can move on without seeing my hands now, and I will see you in the next video when I declutter this drawer, which is going to take a lot more time. So that's it, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.